Everyone, and happy Thanksgiving. It's 6:30. We're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. If you would stand with me, we're going to open up with prayer by Councilmember James Reed and then the Pledge of Allegiance by Councilmember Brandon Hillenberg.
Thank you, Lord, for the blessings and the freedoms that we have in our country and in our city. As we meet tonight and discuss the business of our city, we pray for your wisdom and your guidance. We approach this week with Thanksgiving, sharing with our families and with others in need. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you. You may be seated. Courtney, can you give us a roll call?
Long.
Here.
Red.
Here.
Hillenberg.
Here.
Cope.
Here.
Reed.
Here.
Weber.
Here.
And Waymack.
All are present. Next item is read ordinances and resolutions by title only. Can I get some action?
Make a motion to read all ordinances and resolutions by title only.
Second.
I got a motion by Matt Weber, a second by Stephen Redd to read ordinances and resolutions by title only. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please. Courtney.
Long.
Yes.
Red.
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes.
Cope.
Yes.
Reed.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
And Waymack.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. Okay, our first item of City Council old business is ordinance number 31 of 2022. Please, Courtney.
Ordinance 31 of 2022, an ordinance to amend Article 4, 4.9.23 of the Unified Development Code to declare an emergency and for other purposes.
Second reading.
Mayor, I make a motion that we suspend the third reading of ordinance number 31 of 2022.
I'll second.
I got a motion by Ed, a second by James to suspend the third reading of ordinance number 31 of 2022. Any discussion by council? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please. Courtney.
Long.
Yes.
Red.
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes.
Cope.
Yes.
Reed.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
And Waymack.
Yes.
That passes 7-0.
Mayor, I make a motion that we adopt ordinance 31 of 2022.
Second.
I got a motion from Ed Long, a second by Matt Weber to adopt ordinance number 31 of 2022. Any discussion by the council? Any by the audience? Seeing none, Courtney, all in favor, roll call.
Long.
Yes.
Red.
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes.
Cope.
Yes.
Reed.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
And Waymack.
Yes.
Passes 7-0.
Mayor, emergency clause won't be needed.
Yes, sir. Next item, Courtney, is ordinance number 32 of 2022, please.
Ordinance 32 of 2022, an ordinance to amend Article 5, 5.4.2 of the Unified Development Code to declare emergency and for other purposes.
And this is the second reading.
Make a motion we suspend third reading on ordinance number 32 of 2022.
I'll second.
I got a motion from Ed, a second from James to suspend the third reading of ordinance number 32 of 2022. Any discussion by council? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please. Courtney.
Red.
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes.
Cope.
Yes.
Reed.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Waymack.
Yes.
And Long.
Yes.
Passes 7-0.
Make a motion we adopt ordinance 32 of 2022.
I'll second.
I got a motion by Ed, a second from James, to adopt ordinance number 32 of 2022. Any discussion by council? Any by the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please. Courtney?
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes?
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack,
Yes.
and Long.
Yes. And Mayor, we won't need the emergency clause on this one either.
Thank you, sir. Passes 7-0. Next item, Courtney, is resolution number 33 of 2022.
Resolution 33 of 2022, a resolution declaring the structure located at 620 South 2nd Street in the city of Cabot to constitute a public nuisance and condemning said structure, providing a period of time for the property owners to abate said nuisance and for other purposes.
Okay, council, I don't know what Laura has sent you on this, but this is the old Tasty Freeze building that we talked about back in July. Laura, anything you want to add, or do you want me to get?
Mayor, let me make a motion.
Go ahead, sir.
Let me make a motion to adopt this resolution so we can have discussion on it, please, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'll second.
Got a motion by Ed, a second by James to adopt resolution number 33 of 2022, and we will now move in discussion. I know that the owner did want to present the council. Go ahead. If you'd come to the mic, please state your name and for the record.
Yes, my name is Jordan Patoka. I'm the designer that's working on the site plan for Bunrith for the old Tasty Freeze building to transfer it into a Love's Donuts shop. I submitted a site plan to Laura a few months back, and she sent some comments that I have here. I've addressed all the comments and have sent her a revised site plan that addresses all the comments Friday, and she is in receipt of those. And I came today to just verify that I have turned it in and I have it here for him, and I think she's reviewing it. I don't know if she has any comments today, but I think we're right on the cusp of getting it approved.
She is here, and I'll let her speak next.
Okay.
Thank you, Jordan.
Just to recap, pretty much to bring us full circle of where we're at, the condemnation process for this property was started back in April of this year. I brought the paperwork to you before the council on July 11th. The council agreed to give the owner until August 15th to provide a contract with an engineer. The owner did provide that. On August 15th, the Municipal Services Committee voted to have the owner and the city enter into an agreement with detailed dates that the owner must meet in order for the condemnation process to not proceed. The agreement was entered into with the owner and the city on September 7th. The first set of plans were submitted on September 21st. Staff comments were sent to the engineer and the owner on October 4th. The comments were to be addressed by noon on October 21st. There were not any plans received by my office by October 21st. So at that time, I went ahead and mailed a certified letter to the owner and lien holders stating that there would be a public hearing tonight at this meeting to proceed with condemning the property. On October 25th, the owner emailed myself and requested an extension until November 15th to submit the revisions to my office. I went ahead and informed the owner that I had received his extension and his request was granted. However, the certified letters had already been emailed out to himself as well as the lien holder, and that they would stay on the agenda unless I received plans by November 15th. November 15th came and went. Friday at 4:07, which was November 18th, I did receive an email from the engineer that had had the plans attached. I have done a preliminary review today. There are still some outstanding comments that remain as of today, but that brings us full circle of where we are at tonight.
Okay, thank you, Laura. Council, do you have any questions for Laura from the Public Works Department?
The concerns that you still have to address, are they major concerns or is it small stuff?
To be honest with you, all I did was just go through just highlighting the major things, and those were there was a good, to be honest with you, there was probably 50 comments on the letter that I had sent. There may still be 10 to 12 to 15 that are still outstanding.
Any other questions for Laura?
So if these issues could be addressed within the next 24, 48 hours to your office and resolved,
I'm not the only staff member that has to review it. With me
Okay.
just getting the plans late Friday afternoon, I took time today to do a preliminary review of it. It still has to go back through everybody in the tech review that made comments.
So what's that time frame usually? And
With-
obviously Thanksgiving's here, so.
Typically, it's a week time frame, but now we're probably looking at almost 2 weeks probably time frame with the holidays. Because with the agreement that the owner had signed with the city, we had specific dates and deadlines, so that way we wouldn't be in this predicament that we're in. And that agreement was originally, the plans were supposed to be submitted on October 21st. I gave him an extension deadline of the 15th, and that deadline wasn't met as well.
I hesitate to say this, but if we were to table this until our first December meeting, hoping that all of the issues would be addressed and resolved with you and whomever else needs to review this, would that be agreeable by both parties that we would actually see something happen on this project?
We can't table it. There's already a motion and a second on the floor. Unless Ed wanted to remove his motion and James his second. You just have to vote for a denial vote.
Well, I hate to just slam the door because it sounds like they're trying to make progress, but again, they've not met the deadlines that we asked for and they signed the agreement, so.
We tabled once for a little over 30 days in order to give time to resolve the problem. Didn't happen. We didn't condemn it the second time that it came before us because we didn't want to slam the door on it and help resolve the problem. So we asked him to enter into a civil contract with our city. He did. The deadlines, as I understand it, that was put in that contract were not met. The deadlines that Laura has put on have either not been met or have been woefully ignored and asked for extensions on every single thing. If we condemn this tonight, he's got 30 days. If we table it, he'll have 30 days. 30 days is 30 days, no matter which way it goes. I quite frankly, I don't see us making a whole lot of progress forward on it, Matt. I'm sorry, but I don't.
Penn, is there anything you'd like to add on anything regarding the contract? Was it broken with the city?
So we had an agreement as to a time frame, and the time frame was very clearly not met. The only thing I would add is we always want to act reasonably, and I think you have acted reasonably so far. I think it's what you need to decide is if you're willing to give it one more time, or you think you have extended enough reasonableness. As Ed laid out very clearly, they have been reasonable so far. There has been multiple chances given. This is not the first or even the second bite at this particular apple. So I think what before you is the question before you is, no, they have not lived up to what they were supposed to do. Do you want to extend one more chance or go forward tonight? I think that's kind of where it is.
Any other questions from Laura? Yeah, go ahead, James.
Laura, had you started working on this in any way or form before April of 2022?
As far as working with the owner on a site plan,
As far as trying to get the property to move forward with it?
yes,
You started this in 21, is that correct?
yes,
The property was purchased in 2019, if I remember correctly.
correct.
We were told 2020 was not a good year because of COVID. Now we got into 2021, and we didn't get any movement on it then. Now we're in 2022, and we've had multiple meetings on getting something done. I went by again today to look at the property, and it looks just like it did in 2019. Thank you.
Any other thing for Laura?
There is.
Go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, if I may, there's probably one more piece of information I should add, just so that you can have this information before you vote. My office, as we did on many of the condemnations, ran a check with the Commissioner of State Lands. This particular property is multi-year delinquent on taxes with the Commissioner of State Lands. In fact, they have currently seized title to this property. As some of you probably know, Commissioner of State Lands is one of their many jobs is that they can seize title to properties that are multi-year delinquent in taxes. This one is about $6,000 and multi-years delinquent. He does not have title to this property at this point. The state has it. Now, that does not dictate a particular response for you tonight. You can still condemn this property when it's in the possession of state lands, when it's with the Commission of State Lands. The reason I tell you this is because it may affect what happens down the road. If it stays with them, there is about a year period where they can pay the taxes and redeem the property. If it stays with the state, eventually they're going to auction it off, and that's when this lien may or may not come to be. The state can then do something with the lien. So that's just information I wanted you to have.
Thank you, Ben.
So even if we vote to condemn, there's still 30 days that they can get things together, pay this, get the answers you need, but 30 days and...
Correct.
Is that actually possible in 30 days, though? To do all that?
Realistically, the plans could be done, a building permit could be submitted, and work would have to start in order for that 30 days to happen.
So you're saying there's a chance?
I don't know if you are in the construction business. Right now, everything is behind. Everything. This has been the worst year I've ever seen in the construction field for time. Houses are being delayed. If you don't believe me, ask Miss Brandy Hillenberg. We're supposed to be moved in right now. We're not. We don't even have a roof. I will not vote yes to condemn something for a business owner in town trying to open another location. I'll feel.
I fully understand the situation that we're in this. But if it had got started in April, surely there could have been some movement. If it had got started in August, surely there could have been some movement. If it got started in October, surely there could have been some movement. That's the only thing, Brandon. I fully appreciate what you're saying. I really do.
Have you ever worked with Cabot's Public Works? I have. It's hard to get anything through.
But over a year?
Any other questions for Laura? Anyone in the audience for or against this resolution? Yes, sir? Against, okay. Jordan's against it for the record?
Did you want to come to the podium and, say anything in response?
Yes, sir, I would. I can't speak to too much about what Bundrath had going on before he contacted me in August on a quick deadline to turn this job around. But I can tell you that we got a signed contract in time to meet the city's requirements and Laura's requirements. When I submitted a site plan, she sent me 55 comments to address that I have here. With all the jobs that I have going on and the backflow of all the construction that I'm doing, I fit it in when I could. And I made a legit effort to get Bundrath off the ground. And I know there's some language barrier with Bundrath and Laura and the City of Cabot Public Works. And I can tell you that at this point, we have submitted a legit site plan to Laura that I feel like she said there's 10 to 12 comments. I haven't seen those comments, but I will say that if she gets those back to me, I can have them turned around in just a few days as long as it's nothing major. So that's what I would like to say.
Thank you, Jordan. Anyone else? Seeing none, the public comment for this is closed at 6:52. And we'll go ahead and have a vote. Courtney, if you'd read the roll call, please.
Hillenberg,
No.
Cope,
No.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
No.
Waymack,
No.
Long,
Yes.
Red.
No.
Resolution fails 2-5. Next item is City Council new business, if council didn't have any old business. Any more? Seeing none, our first item of City Council new business is ordinance number 33 of 2022. Please, Courtney.
Ordinance 33 of 2022, an ordinance creating, certifying, and confirming tax liens against real properties at various locations within the city of Cabot for funds expended to pay for services rendered due to the code violations and for other purposes.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we waive second and third reading on this.
Second.
Got a motion from James Reed, a second from Stephen Redd to waive the second and third reading of ordinance number 33 of 2022. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please. Courtney.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes.
Passes 7-0.
Make a motion to adopt ordinance 33 of 2022.
Second.
Got a motion from Matt, a second from Brandon to adopt ordinance number 33 of 2022. Any discussion by council? Any by the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please. Courtney.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. Next item is, do we need the emergency clause on that, Laura? We're good. Okay, next item is ordinance number 34 of 2022. Please, Courtney.
Ordinance 34 of 2022, an ordinance approving the application for a private club pursuant to ACA 3-9-222 to be located at 14 Prospect Court in the city of Cabot, Lonoc County, Arkansas, and for other purposes.
I'll make a motion we adopt ordinance 34 of 2022.
We have to waive readings first.
Make a motion we waive the second and third reading.
Second.
I got a motion from Stephen, a second by Maggie, and Ben, we can waive that on the alcohol, right? Okay. We got a motion from Stephen, a second from Maggie to waive ordinance number 34, to waive the second and third reading of ordinance number 34 of 2022. Any discussion by council? See none, all in favor, roll call vote, please. Courtney?
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. Yep.
Now make a motion we adopt ordinance 34 of 2022.
Second.
I got a motion from Stephen, a second by Maggie, to adopt ordinance number 34 of 2022. Any discussion by council? Anybody in the audience?
Do we get to hear from those that are applying for it?
If you'd like,
They
they're
have
here.
anything to say? Are they here?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hi, guys. My name's Tia, and this is my husband, John. We've been in the business for 15 years. We have a location already for 2 years, and we're excited to bring this to the city.
And T and John, what's your last name for the record?
Van, V as in Victor, A-N.
Any questions by council? It's going to be called Overtime. It's going to be in the old Dollar General building over by Kroger.
Correct.
It's going to have, can you tell them what you're going to have there?
We'll have food, we'll have a golf stimulator, we'll have some pool tables, darts, we'll have a party room for all the sports events. You know, the little leagues can come in and rent out a room. You know, you guys can come out and have a city council meeting there if you would like. It's going to be all private.
Okay. So something for the youth?
Yes.
Youth, young adults, old adults.
We have 4 kids in the community that play all kinds of sports, and, you know, we're big into sports.
Okay. So kind of a sports grill and,
Yeah, sports restaurant, you know,
Okay.
we'll have all the Razorback games on. We're big Razorback fans. We love, you know, having a big, like, kind of like a tailgate, just a watch party.
All
It's
right.
fun.
how many TVs you going to have?
Right now, we have 22 in our Maumelle location, and we're looking at
22?
22, and we're looking at 40 here.
40.
Yep.
Yeah, we like a lot of TVs in Cabot.
What's your estimated construction time?
Well, we're on Brandon's side. We built the Maumelle location in 2020, and we are still waiting on AC vent covers. So that's 2 years, so it really all depends on when we can get things. We're hoping first quarter of the year, beginning of second quarter.
Brandon, can you get them AC vent covers?
I'll do my best. I can give it a try.
Well, you may talk to Hillenberg
Yeah,
Heat and Air.
okay, we will.
Well, thank you for investing back into the city, too.
Thank you, we're
I
excited.
concur with Maggie.
Thank you.
Any other questions? You may have to come back up. Somebody else has some other questions, so be ready. Do y'all have any other questions for the bands? Okay, we got a motion and second on the floor. Is that all right, Courtney?
Yes.
Okay, any discussion by the audience? See none, all in favor, roll call vote, please. Courtney?
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
and Cope.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. To get that to the ABC board, do we have to do anything else? Or are we good now?
There's no other action the council needs.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you. All right, didn't want to hold up your business there. Anyway, item C, Courtney, resolution number 59 of 2022.
Resolution 59 of 2022, a resolution approving a change order for the Dakota Extension Phase 2 project and for other purposes.
This is housekeeping. I don't know, Brian, have you mentioned this before in a work session? I think we have, but we haven't. Go ahead.
No, sir, I have not mentioned it previously in a work session. It came about recently. The purpose of this change order is to pour head walls on the end of a box culvert section on this project. These items were inadvertently not placed in the unit price bid total by the engineer in the initial bid, so they were in the design. They are necessary. Unfortunately, this is not necessarily a change in work, but an original scope of work that was just not bid on
And
the
basically,
first
it's
day.
the road that connects
Yes,
Main
apologies,
Street
yeah.
to Locust.
It's right behind
that you're seeing
Freddy's.
getting built right now behind Freddy's.
Right.
So it's needed for drainage, isn't it?
Yeah, these are the head wall sections. When that Dakota extension, if you look behind Freddy's, it has to cross over that gas pipeline. They would not let it cross that gas pipeline diagonal. It had to be at a 90. So right behind Freddy's, it crosses at a 90. Immediately on that turn, you'll see a big giant box culvert. This thing has head walls on top and bottom that are necessary for that drainage to not scour those banks. So again, it was in the original design. It just wasn't put in the contractors didn't bid it.
Right, in the bid docs.
Yeah.
Right.
We've vetted these prices with other bids, similar bids of this nature. Our engineer's done that on our behalf, and it's reasonable with the market.
Any questions for Brian?
When is the Dakota project supposed to be completed, Brian?
It should be completed probably the end of January, sometime in that. We've been very fortunate to have good weather thus far. The dirt is on grade, the storm drain's mostly in. They'll start putting curb down in the next few weeks. So if we get decent weather, there's a chance this is done by the end of the year. So we just need this weather to kind of hold for a while. So.
Any other questions of Brian? I see nose down here, nose down here. Okay, thank you, Brian. Okay, I still need a motion on this.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution number 59 of 2022.
I got a motion by James,
Second.
second by Brandon, to adopt and approve resolution number 59 of 2022. Any further discussion by council? Anybody in the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, Courtney?
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
and Cope.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. Next item, Courtney, is resolution number 60 of 2022.
Resolution 60 of 2022, a resolution approving the reappointment of Greg Sled to the Cabot Parks and Recreation Commission and for other purposes.
Make a motion, we adopt resolution 60 of 2022.
Second.
I got a motion by James, a second by Maggie, to adopt resolution number 60 of 2022. Any discussion? All I got to say is Greg's doing a great job. Thank you for your service, Greg. Anybody in the audience?
Last chance to back out, Greg.
He's been in too long. He's good. Hey, he's doing a great job. Matthew. Weber, he's doing a great job. Don't let him leave. Okay. Anyway, anybody in the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call. Please, Courtney.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
and Reed.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. Last resolution, resolution number 61 of 2022. Please, Courtney.
Resolution 61 of 2022, a resolution approving the appointment of Blake Lively to the Cabot Advertising and Promotion Commission and for other purposes.
I'll make a motion to adopt Resolution 61, 2022.
Second.
I got a motion by Stephen, a second by Matt Weber to adopt Resolution 61 of 2022. Any discussion by council?
I'm all for it, but on the resolution that the AMP sent in,
Yep.
there's some typos. I don't know if that matters, but on page 99 in your packet, it has his name wrong in section 2, and then I think the date is wrong on the adopted part.
On page 90.
I noticed that as well. It has the previous commissioner on there. It needs to be updated with Mr. Lively's name.
Which, I've got one right here and doesn't have the previous commissioner on it.
It's the last page in your packet.
Show me on this. Okay, I guess I have the good copy because mine doesn't have any typos. Mine has his name throughout.
It's not the city one, it's the one that the A&P
Okay.
sent in as theirs.
I think if we accept this and use ours, we're fine, right, Ben? Theirs was just a recommendation.
Yes, we presented theirs as they gave it to us. I think it is appropriate that we did note that for the record. I think we need to do that. But I think Matt and Stephen can both say they were there, they were at the meeting. It was the AMP's commission's intent to put forth Mr. Lively as a candidate, and I think that's sufficient. Yes, sir.
Yeah, the only thing that it came up, Matt, and correct me if I'm wrong, is he'll be serving out the term that Mr. Williamson held, so I don't know if that date is what corresponds to that or why that's there, but that's a little information for you guys.
And for the record, Mr. Williamson suddenly passed away. So this is a vacant position being filled.
Will that still leave one vacant position on that commission?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Which is currently being occupied by the previous commissioner until the AMP commission selects someone to replace him, and that name will come before the council.
How can that happen? That's not a carryover position.
Apparently.
It was voted on at this body, and it was disapproved that he can't, I guess I'm wrong.
According to what we are being told as commissioners by counsel for the commission, that the individual can continue to serve on the AMP commission until a replacement is appointed.
And that is correct. I have looked into it as well, and there's an attorney general opinions that have made these appointments to be carryover positions. So yes, he is there until his replacement is appointed.
Even
Well,
though
then
he
with
was
all-
denied by council? Even though he was denied by council?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Then with all due respect to the planning commission, this appointment probably should have went in that position. It looks to me like that's pretty precarious, having somebody on there that the governing body is not authorized to be on there. I'm not a Harvard lawyer by no means. I'm not even a good Cabot lawyer. But I'm telling you, it looks to me like it's a little squishy.
I don't mean to speak for the person that was chairing the meeting, but I believe the way it was phrased was, let's go ahead and fill the position that does not have anyone serving. With Mr. Williamson's passing, there was no warm body to fill the position, so that's why we
And who was the chairman?
we were asked to consider Mr. Lively to fulfill the remainder of that term. The acting chair Mr. Lalou was out of town. He did call in on the line and was present for the meeting, but our Vice Chair, Candace Tamboli, was absent as well. So the Treasurer, Mr. Greg Jones, chaired the meeting. Is that an accurate statement?
100%.
We had another name for consideration, but it was not taken up at that meeting. So there is another name that we have been told is interested. So in my infamous crystal ball, I am anticipating that the December meeting, we will have two names to consider for the position that Mr. Lalou Lee.
Okay, any other questions of Matt and Stephen, since they are the ones on the A&P Commission as our representatives? Do we have a motion and a second? Okay, any other discussion by council? Anybody in the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please. Courtney.
Waymack. Long.
Yes.
Red.
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes.
Cope.
Yes.
Reed.
Yes.
And Weber.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. Do I have any other new business, council? Anyone that I don't know about? Seeing none, we'll now move into community input. If you have anything for the council, please come to the podium, state your name, and tell us if you live in Cabot or not. Matthew, would you help her with that mic, please? Thank you, Matthew.
Have any of you had an early leadership experience, like in scouting?
Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah.
Could you repeat the question?
Have any of you had an early leadership experience, like in Boy Scouting?
Yes, go ahead.
How can citizens help you be more effective?
How can citizens help this body be more effective? By their continuous input. That helps us. They like to talk to us on the phone and emails and text and Messenger and Facebook. And we just like them to call and talk to us and not make stuff up.
What background or education prepared you for this position?
As mayor, probably my whole life experience and the love for the city prepared me to serve others. Anyone else?
Why did you want to be a government leader?
Because I wanted to serve the citizens of Cabot and make our town better, our city better.
What is your most important responsibility?
The most important responsibility, probably making sure everyone is treated fairly and that the city is run to the best that it can be, and that we welcome everyone of all aspects and fields and diversity.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, man, for all the questions. They were tough.
That's awesome.
Did y'all love how no one helped me? Y'all caught me off guard. Didn't know that was coming tonight. Anyway, anyone else? See none, I just want to go out and say happy Thanksgiving to everyone, especially all my directors and the people that work for me. We have a lot of projects going on, and we do a lot of things. Christmas. What? Okay. You're okay. See, and I just said something nice about you, and then it got bad now. But no, thanks ever so much. We have a lot of vision here, and everyone's very committed. And I couldn't do what I do without this council and without all y'all. So happy Thanksgiving. Appreciate each of you, and especially appreciate the ones that are in the there with me every day and have to help us all keep this thing going, and that we can have a nicely run city. So. Also, they were telling me about the Christmas parade coming up, December 3rd. Not only is there a parade at 5 o'clock, after that there will be a citywide event. We'll be grilling burgers and hot dogs and have hot chocolate and s'mores that we'll be roasting up. We'll have Santa Claus taking pictures for everyone. If you want your kids to get a picture with Santa Claus, and a lot of other fun things. So dessert bar is going to be at this year's event. We haven't had that before. Anything else different, Laura, that I'm forgetting? So welcome everyone to come out after the parade. So probably starting around 5:30, 5:45, 6 o'clock. So, but it's free to the public. It's all free to the public. Council, y'all have anything?
On the tentative agenda for the December 5th meeting, we're
Okay.
talking about the, looking at the operating budget for 2023. So I'm going to ask that we be allowed to conduct discussion on the proposed budget the same as we've done for the past several years, by allowing each department head to an opportunity to speak to their proposed budgets for their respective departments. And then if there's any changes, whether they're increases or decreases to their budget. Wow, no reaction from that. Okay, so.
I'm going to give them everything they want, so they're good.
So the Q&A following each one, committee members first, and then any city council member can ask questions.
Sure. We've been planning for this event. Right now, it's the only thing on the December 5th agenda. If not, probably what we'll do is we'll do our work session, council meeting, and then do a special meeting afterwards, because the directors would like to go ahead and, you'd like them to be here, and they would like to knock it out in one night if they could, for, time with their families. So we've been working on this all year, so we're pretty much ready.
Just want to let them know they're going to have an opportunity to speak.
Sure, they know that. So yes, December 5th will be the meeting. You got it. Anything else? Travis.
Thank you, Alicia, for reminding us about what's going on. So, happy Thanksgiving. Hope you have a great Thanksgiving. But also on December 3rd, we have what's called Celebrate the Season. We'll have 60-plus vendors here in the event center. It's a local shopping event. A lot of locally owned businesses will be here as well. If people come out and enjoy it, it's doesn't cost anything to get in. We just ask you that you can either make a cash donation or 3 non-perishable food items. And over the last 5 years of this event, we've given over $10,000 each year, or we started at $5,000, and we've built up over $10,000 in the last 3 years into giving back to Cabot Public Schools for their backpack programs and to send home with kids that need during that Christmas break. And so it's a huge deal. It touches a lot of hearts too, and it's a great way that just Parks and Rec, that we can say thank you to our community and do what we can can to help during that time. So if you don't have anything, and if you just want to drop off some canned goods, feel free to drop them off at the community center. We always take them, and we'll make sure they get them to the right place. Thank you.
What were the times for your event?
It runs 9:30 to 4:30, and this is all planned with as part of the city and all department heads working together. You can come shopping during the day, go get in line for the parade, go to the parade, come to the after festival afterwards.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Travis. Anyone else? And ladies, y'all did a great job. Thank you so much for coming tonight. Yes. Y'all, thank you for coming. I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so much. Anyone else? Seeing none, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Got a motion by Stephen.
Second.
Second by Brandon. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Adjourned at 7:21. Thank you so much.